Hey everybody, Ryan here from Cold Harbor Supply, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the CHS Potsticker, which is a very simple counterweight pouch for those of you guys who just want to put some weights or some small objects in the back of your helmet and are not running anything like an external battery pack. So let's go over how this thing works and how to install it. All right, so this pouch was designed by Macabre Solutions, which is an awesome dude, really local to us, does a lot of great work, and is also a member of the Canadian Armed Forces. So go ahead and support his work. He's doing really great and innovative things out there. The goal of this pouch was really just to create a, like I said, very simple counterweight pouch that's no frills, attaches very securely onto the helmet, and that's accommodating of modern batteries and different kinds of solutions. So a lot of battery pouches that we see out there right now only fit CR123As or AA's. Now, while those are still in a lot of use, nowadays, a lot of devices are going to be moving on to these guys, which is going to be an 18650 or 16650 lithium battery. So we wanted to make a pouch that accommodates both this, those other legacy types of batteries, and of course, our weight rods, which we'll get into a bit. Before we get into that, let's go over how to install this. So this is a very simple pouch to install. It comes right now in Ranger Green, Black, and Multicam. What you're going to need is obviously the pouch itself. You're also going to need a tool. In this case, I'm using a Boy Scout Classic, a Swiss Army knife here, to remove these screws for the rear of your helmet harness. Right here, I'm using one of our fast helmets. I do recommend, if you are using one of these, to remove the ear pro. So I'm going to take the ear pro off of this guy so the wires don't get in the way, and then we'll get started. Different helmets will use different kinds of attachment points. So if you're using a PGD, I believe they use a Torx. And different helmets are going to have a bunch of different screws. I can't name them all off the top of my head. So the first thing you want to do is actually remove the rear screws over here and then install these tabs. And just be a bit careful, guys. We all know that these things aren't the easiest to install. So once you have that off, all you're going to do is take this loop over here. You're going to put the metal loop over it, and these are made of steel. And then you're going to fold it over, stick the screw back in like so, and then you're going to screw this onto your helmet. When the tabs are fully installed, they should look like this. I wouldn't recommend fully tightening this screw yet. You do want this to swivel around so you can adjust this to its final position at the end. So I'll just leave this attached now, and then we're going to move on to the other side and attach the other one in the same exact manner. All right, so now as you can see, your two tabs and these steel retention loops are in. So let's set this off to the side for now and go over the pouch itself. So here is the Potsticker pouch, and honestly, it's pretty simple. It's just a flap here, you open it, and then you're gonna have these two keepers over here. These are what's gonna loop into the loops that you installed in your helmet. These open up as well. And then inside you have your 5 elastic keepers for all your different accessories and little counterweights. So when you get this pouch, you actually have the option of including these steel rods in them. We didn't use lead because we wanted something non-toxic, and these are much easier to handle without having to worry about getting stuff on your hands. In terms of weight, this guy is going to weigh 127 grams each. So you can take that, multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or they weigh 4 3/8 ounces for all you Americans out there. 1 or 2 of these should be enough to run a mono setup, and then 3 to 5 of these should be enough to run most bino setups out there. If you really want to fine tune your weights, you can also use different things in the back, such as an example here is going to be an 18650, which is why we made this pouch in the first place, because a lot of thermals nowadays are using 18650s, and there's going to be a lot of variation on weight for 18650s. But this one in particular is going to weigh 47 grams. So you can use smaller items to really fine tune your weight if you're very particular about that. These loops will also fit 16650s, CR123s, AA's, and a whole variety of things. I'm sure you can even fit a small multi-tool in there if you so wish. And I do recommend loading these guys up before you install this on your helmet. That way it just keeps the shape a little bit better. Now, it doesn't really matter how you kind of put these guys in, but because I'm particular about things, I'm gonna put the 18650 right in the middle, and this pouch will close totally fine with all these guys on. Let's bring the helmet back into the picture and then finalize the install for this guy. So here is your helmet. All you're gonna do, as the name suggests, is stick this on your pot or your lid, and then you're gonna run these Velcro loops through here. Once you have it attached like this, it's very simple. You simply open it up, you stick this Velcro onto this female Velcro loop over here, and then you close it all up. And then you can kind of finally adjust these things as you see fit. Pull them tighter if you need, just to make sure everything's nice and cinched down. And there you have it. Your pot sticker is now stuck to your pot and is going to provide counterweight, and there's pretty much no way this thing is coming off. If you want to now, you can actually tighten these screws over here to make sure that doesn't move off. And there you have it. Your pot sticker is now installed. Of course, you can remove the weights or this pouch entirely if you're not running nods. And if you're running nods, you can configure whatever batteries you want inside. Depending on your helmet size, sometimes you can actually loop the Velcro in over itself like this. Just going to depend on your helmet. If you're running a very large helmet, you might not be able to do this. But if you're running a medium or a small helmet, that's going to be no problem. Just a different way of attaching the Velcro loop. We always like to make our gear a little bit modular, but it works fine no matter which way you attach it. And even in this configuration, again, there's no way this guy is going to come off on you, no matter how hard you run, jump, or do any cool stuff. So there you guys have it. That's going to be a quick overview and install guide of the CHS pot sticker, a pretty awesome and long-awaited collab between us and the fantastic fellows at Macabre Solutions. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there, and yeah, that's pretty much it.